Napoleon Bonaparte, one of history's most iconic figures, was born on August 15, 1769, on the island of Corsica. Although the island had recently become part of France, Napoleon's heritage was Italian. He grew up in a modest noble family, and from a young age, he showed strong ambition and intelligence. His early education took place in mainland France, where he trained in military schools, eventually joining the French army as an artillery officer. As the French Revolution shook the country in 1789, Napoleon saw an opportunity. He aligned himself with revolutionary ideals, and quickly made a name for himself through bold military decisions. His breakthrough came during the Siege of Toulon in 1793, where his leadership against British forces earned him a promotion. By his mid-20s, he was already a general. Napoleon's success continued in 1796 when he led a campaign in Italy, defeating Austria's forces and expanding French influence. A few years later, he ventured into Egypt in an attempt to cut off British trade routes. While the military results were mixed, the campaign added to his legend back in France. Sensing the growing instability at home, Napoleon returned and staged a political takeover in 1799. With this coup, he became first consul, the most powerful man in France. In 1804, Napoleon crowned himself emperor, signaling that his power now surpassed any royal tradition. Over the next several years, he led France through a series of wars across Europe. His victory at the Battle of Austerlitz in 1805 was one of his most celebrated achievements, showcasing his brilliance and strategy. However, constant warfare began to take its toll. The conflict in Spain, known as the Peninsular War, became a drawn-out struggle. In 1812, his invasion of Russia turned into a nightmare, as cold weather and supply issues destroyed much of his army. By 1814, European forces closed in on France. Napoleon was forced to give up his throne, and was sent into exile on the island of Elba. But he wasn't done yet. Less than a year later, he escaped and returned to France in what became known as the 100 Days. The people welcomed him, and he quickly regained control. His return, however, ended at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, where Allied forces defeated him for good. After this final defeat, Napoleon was exiled again, this time to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic. Far from Europe and under heavy supervision, he spent his remaining years writing and reflecting. He died on May 5, 1821, possibly from stomach cancer.